How to develop executive presence. Are you wondering how do I get visibility to upper management so that you can showcase your leadership skills and you can get bigger assignments and get the work that is bringing bigger value so that you get promotion, leadership roles, and get more money. So that is the big question that many of my clients ask when they come to me. They say that I'm doing amazing work, I'm doing all this technology thing, I'm delivering the projects, I'm getting kudos, and but I'm perceived as a technology person only. I'm not getting those leadership roles of people management, or not getting the seat on the strategic decision or business discussions are happening. That's where I'm not getting visibility. I'm not able to get into those roles. So what do I do? So solution on that is to develop executive presence. Now, you might be wondering that it's hard for me to speak up in the meeting, especially when my boss and upper management is present. Is that happening to you? Don't worry. In that case, that's absolutely not your fault. It's because of years of our programming career, right? What do we do in programming? You have to always think about how things may fail before installing them in production, right? You have to test and then find the bugs and make sure all the failure scenarios, edge failure scenario, all sort of things. So our brain is totally hardwired to think a lot about fear of failure and how it will fail. That's the first thing comes to our mind. And this fear, ingrained in our brain, and that fear makes us think too much before talking in a meeting and stops us from sharing ideas in the meeting. We think, oh, if I talk about my idea, maybe I will fail. This idea, people might think I'm stupid, or they will ask me question, and what if I don't have answers, and all sort of stuff. And then what happens in this case is other people talk the same idea and they get limelight and new responsibility, and people see them as a leader. They talk and they end up getting promotion. That's another thing can be happening with you. So if that is the case, no wonder that and it's a very general problem, especially with the technology professional, because we are so used to working behind your computer desk and doing our work and all sort of stuff. But if you want to get into this leadership role, you have to do something different. But the problem with all these things, especially for people who are ambitious and who are growth minded, who have seen bigger success in their career before, they have seen the promotions after promotions, or if since college and school days they have been dreaming with themselves, I'll be director, I'll be VP, one day I'll be CIO. That that uh, that ambitious mind is restless, and there is a pain in that. And because of that, what happens day to day basis, they end up going to office when it impacts motivation and confidence starts to going down, saying that our career is stuck. And another thing is that they shoot people tell people, other people, like leaders tell people that, okay, do your work hard, give your best, and work will speak for itself. And they teach all these things because it's in their advantage, right? They want to get work done so that they can showcase to their upper management. And then that's a reason, in today's fast-paced world, there is no time to just keep thinking about it and keep quiet. And that's the thing, right? When people come reach out to me, we talk for like hour, 1.5 hour about their career and everything. And many people just say, oh, Ravi, this all makes sense. I need to develop this executive presence, I need to have the career sponsor, I really really want to do this, get into these leadership roles, I'm ready, I have this skill, I have that skill, I think it's very possible, the money is important for me, and I want to do something with the money. I want to buy houses, or go on vacation. All things is great, but I need to think about it. And those people will never take action. They never take action because the fear of failure keeps stopping them. And that is hardwired. Unfortunately, that is hardwired because of this work that we do, which is the technology work they do, that we know it's natural, right? If you are thinking about failure every single day, and which is of course, that brings us bread and butter. We don't want our program to fail, right? So that's the strength that we have developed to find the negative side of it. But that overuse of strengths keeps stopping us. They keep stopping us from taking bigger, bolder steps. Because we are always thinking, oh, what if it fails? What if it fails? But in real life, when it comes to leadership, failure can happen, cannot happen. But what we have to do as a leader, we have to become confident and courageous, and they're okay to live with that fear of failure. And so you might be seeing then people who can do that very well, who can speak up without too much thinking about it. They get to showcase their accomplishment, present their ideas in front of people in power, and they get the promotion. If you have seen this, and if it is not, if it is happening to you, unfortunately, that you should have gotten promotion by somebody else who's more talkative in the meeting, showcasing, getting the promotion, then it must have hurt you, right? But here's the good news. There is a way to break the spell of this curse of not speaking up in a meeting. And I say that because that, first of all, I solved it myself. I'm an introvert person. I'm very proud of it. It's a power in introvert. We introvert people speak with purpose, and we can do achieve big thing. But when it comes to meetings and all, you have to show up. You have to show up and you have to talk. So that's why you have to do this third shift I call in my webinar, which is like develop executive presence. And what is it and how to develop it? I will explain it a little shortly. But first, let us look at the conventional way of getting ahead or getting these leadership roles in your career. They tell you, like, work hard, work long hours, become indispensable, because super expert in your field, take control, sacrifice your personal life, be competitive, fight for your promotion, grab power, play office politics, be pushy, read books of leadership, or even do MBA, invest $200,000 and gather those endless certifications. Now, people have been doing all these ways to achieve high position because, those are but unfortunately, those are the slowest and completely unreliable ways to achieve high position. And worse said, sometimes they do actually more harm than they good. See this list again. Think about this list again. None of these things are inspiring or motivating, right? Working long hours, leads to burnout. Becoming indispensable means your boss is not gonna replace you because you're so good, right? So it's hard to find someone like you. Office politics just creates a stress for you and everybody. We know that. And sacrificing personal time obviously destroys your family's happiness. Now, speaking of MBA, it can distract you from your work and life for years. And it can cost you literally fortune, like $200,000. That's around the number now we have. I have done it my MBA myself, and sure, I'm very proud of it. I love it. I love the whole experience. It was really great, and it's helping big way in my business. Because it's a master of business administration, right? But so that's the thing happened. My CTO used to telling me that keep your MBA on the side. If you want a promotion, listen to me. There's something else we want to do, and that's where the revolution kind of came in. And that's what my CTO said. Like, it's a master of business administration. It's not master of career administration. You need to do certain different things. Which one of them is this developing careers sponsorship and developing executive presence. Now, now you might be saying, "Oh, I'm reading book on this executive presence, and I'm going to do some certifications, and I'm going to do some in-years course where I'm going to sit in the class and then give the exams and learn the theory of it." Now, this always of high position is never-ending cycle of stress, anxiety, and overwhelm because it's just passive information. There is no action. There is no practice. Now, the new way is to develop executive presence by practicing. Now, what does developing executive presence mean? You can read, as I said, you can read thick books on this topic, but it's actually very simple. You don't have to make it that complicated. The people who have, mastered this art of executive presence, they are not necessarily the PhD in the topic. And that's what our clients see when they come to this program. They say, "Oh my God, Ravi, I was thinking it's a very complicated thing. People have been talking so many different things and so many different jargons and all those things, but it seems to be very simple." What is it? Developing executive presence means listening, thinking, and talking like an executive in charge during one-on-one meetings, during presentations, and during group meetings. All meetings matter. You have to think, you have to listen, and you have to talk like an executive leader. As simple as that. Now, for example, you are an expert in technology, right? But when it comes to presenting yourself, your solution in the meeting with high level people, you have to present it with that executive behavior. You cannot be just super techy and then, just talk about the technology language, just speak fast and then so that nobody understand. The thing is this: it doesn't matter how confident and courageous you are behind your computer monitor. It matters to get the promotion in a technology rank, right? And probably you have gotten it. You might have reached to principal architect and solution architect and even senior solution architect and all the higher level. But there is a limit to it. Beyond that, if you want to get into higher roles in the leadership, as a director and VP and everything, so you cannot stay behind the computer monitor. For the career growth in a leadership roles, what matters is how confident and courageous you are in the meetings, when in front of people, especially in front of people who have power, real power to give you promotions. You can be very comfortable in front of clients or in front of your team or people who see you are a super expert in technology. If you're confident in front of it, yeah, it's great, of course, right? But they are not the one who can give you promotion. Who are the one who can give you promotion? Your boss, your skip level, and especially in case of director and above position, there are other people. Your skip levels peer. It's a voting mechanism. Most of the companies, it's just not 1 or 2%. So all these people need to see you as worthy of uh, the director position or VP position, right? So because that's why you have to be super present and super confident and courageous in this meeting, because this is when they see you. You must showcase your accomplishment and be able to articulate the value you bring to the table in a leadership way. And you should be able to answer challenging questions confidently, even if you have a little topic, you have little knowledge on the topic. That's what another complaint many clients tell me. Oh, Ravi, if I know the topic, I can talk, but if it's something new, I know, I kind of shut off, and then it takes me a long time to open my mouth. So how do you confidently talk even if you have a little knowledge on the topic? Now, if you cannot do any of these things, then you will not be given these leadership roles. And that's probably you might be seeing similar thing happening in your career too. If that is happening one more time, this is a solvable problem. So get what do you call it? Um, get sad about it's happening, but get excited that it is solvable and you can solve it, because you have seen stories of many of my clients. You can vouch that. Now, so another thing to write down here: take out the paper and write it down. This is super super critical, and that is, your work is not a person. It cannot speak for itself. You must speak up. Now, here is this is the thing, right? You might wonder, no, 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 Ravi, work speaks for itself. I got promotion so far, right? And that is fine. That does work, because so far the technology work, it's kind of black and white, right? So you did this project, you didn't do this project, you have this skill, you don't have that skill. But now onwards, what you are doing, if you are trying to get into this leadership role, this doesn't speak, because you are if you keep selling the work, if it's work is speaking, most of the time technology work, then you will get the technology roles. But now if you want to get into leadership, you have to speak up for yourself. You have to start showcasing yourself as a leader, why you are worthy of a leader position. You have to understand the leadership strengths in it. So let me ask you this: how vocal you are in the meetings when you have to express your ideas and stand up for yourself, how outgoing you are talking with people, networking and establishing relationship. And on a personal front, what happens when you talk with your boss about your promotion and raise? What happens to your emotions and behavior during this situation? Anxiety, insecurity, fear, frustration, and even anger all pop up all of a sudden in a big way, don't they? And it stops us from our speaking up and showcasing ourselves. Now, I understand all these things, because I have gone through exactly the same problem, same emotion, and most of my clients feel the same way, and that's why they came to me. But to win in a success, to get the career that you desire and does deserve, what we have found that you must have strong emotional strength in this situation. Now, you may not have this strength right now, but you can build it using the techniques that we teach our clients. And it takes a little bit of time, not a lot of time, not our years and years. It's very quick and fast. It can be done in a few weeks, and we teach them, and not only teach them. We get a lot of practice done of all these things. So let's see how do we do that, and how you can do that too. How do you do that? Simple. To develop executive presence, our clients practice it in a safe environment under expert guidance. Executive presence is just like riding a bicycle, as simple as that. Think in this way so that it will become very clear. Now, you cannot learn to ride a bicycle by reading books or watching YouTube, can you? You cannot, right? So you have to get the bicycle and practice. Without that, you just cannot learn how to ride the bicycle. But in the beginning, you might need some guide to help you, right? How to sit on the table, in the on the bicycle, how to hold it, and also somebody needs to hold your bicycle, and so you need a helmet, you need the knee pads, you need that trainer, and a safe environment, right? It's the same thing. And now, where do you get this same environment for this developing executive presence? That's what we do in our weekly group call. In every Thursday we meet as a group, and all our clients are there, roughly 8 to 10 people, and magic happens. All these clients come together, and I'll be there. I conduct these cars. I'm the trainer here, right? I'm holding those seats and then making sure nobody falls, and they are going in the right direction. So they practice this executive presence in the group call every week in that safe environment where under my guidance and our coach's guidance, and then they open up. They practice how to think, they practice how to listen, they practice how to talk like an executive, how to build relationship with people, how to give presentation, how to give feedback, how to give negative feedback, how to give positive feedback, and how do you get interested in people, how do you connect with people, how do you read emotions, how do you read what are they saying, but also what would you read behind the words, how do you read people's minds, so all, and how do you read the room. So those are all the critical skills, and all those skills we teach first in our training. What are they, and how to do it, and what are the how to talk with power in the meetings, and they come and implement it. And that's where the power of this learning and implementing comes in. You learn, they listen to this training, watch the training during the week, come on the Thursday call and practice one of the skill. And that's why it gets a lot easier that you might think. In just the 3 or 4 weeks, or sometimes even 1 or 2 weeks, many of my clients, even the introverts and quiet people, say that their boss and colleagues have started noticing a big difference in their leadership skills in the meetings. And not only externally, but of course, in the Thursday call itself, we can see vivid evidence. Week 1 versus week 2 versus week 3, people start noticing big difference in them, and other people start noticing. They literally comment, here we, you were in first week, you were like this, now you are totally changed person in just 2-3 weeks. That's great things happen. And what's the big surprising event, or sorry, surprising side benefit because of all this developing executive presence means, makes them calm, composed, and collected, and that all reflects in a house, in their home. That helps them to become more attentive, more happy, and attentive to everybody, and everybody start liking and loving this new personality that they come up with. They become much more attentive and caring to their kids and spouse, giving full presence, and start bringing more joy and happiness. That's the immediate goal, right? Sorry, ultimate goal. They start achieving a lot before even this happened. Now, see, this is how, and I'll give you example of one of our clients, Sumati. He got her promotion because of developing executive presence. She worked with us to become vocal in meetings, stand up for herself, promoting herself, and she got promoted to senior manager position without asking for it, because people start seeing that greatness in her. Now, without this executive presence, she would not have been noticed, and this promotion would have taken I don't know, maybe decade or so, right? She saved almost the decade, and that's what she said. Another story of Vishnu, he works at a FANG company. He said that when his company gave, now it's a FANG company, right? And these companies give a lot of training, leadership training, and they send you to their seminar and webinars, all sort of stuff. But none of that helped him because, those workouts were workout videos. Those are like watching workout videos. That's what he said. It's not going to build my muscle. I'm just sitting in this webinar and seminars and I'm learning this spring. Just watching, does not do anything. But when this Vishnu practice in our group call, he actually developed this executive presence muscle very quickly. And in his word, this is what he said: because of this new strong executive presence, his senior director gave him new big responsibility and gave opportunities to give presentation in front of top management. And now he's thriving and has become favorite of his career sponsors. And now being in a fine company, like all of a sudden with this new power of showcasing marketing and being present in front of other top management, having their visibility, he changed his goal totally to reach to $100 million. He said, because he saw that bigness in inside, like, oh my god, if I can work with top management now, if the top management are, know me and they know how great I am, of course amazing things are going to happen. So the FANG plus talented people like Vishnu plus executive presence, anything is possible. And I see that he's making lots of money. I told him that when you buy a yacht, make sure to invite me. And I'm doing this creative visualization for him. So imagine what can happen to your career if you show up with confidence and courage to every meeting and conversation. What's a tremendous money value that you can put to that confident, courageous you who has visibility to top management and who has people in who know people in power, and they are supporting and helping you to bring your career further. Just imagine what can happen to your career. And it is happening with our so many clients. There's so many stories, you can watch them, but their stories are their stories. Let's build your own story, let's create your own story. And for that, watch my webinar, 5 steps to high position. There's a link, theleaderinsideyou.com/free training. Watch the webinar. It's a 45 minutes training. You will find super, super useful. I explain this concept in detail in that webinar also. So you will love it. And then after the hang on till the end. If you really resonates with you, you will stay with the call with the webinar all the way to the end. Like 10, 15,000 people have watched this webinar now and booked the call with me. And hundreds of people have enrolled in a program, and these wonderful things are happening. That can happen to you too if you watch the webinar and set up a call with me, and we will discuss. We'll talk about what is not working in your career and how you can get there. What are the challenges, problems they are facing because of not having executive presence, if that is your problem. If there are other problems, then we can talk about those problems. And then I'll give you, me or one of my coaches will be meeting you, and we'll give you this personalized strategy, how you can implement, how you can fix this problem. And if you wish to implement that strategy, if it makes sense to you, then I'll tell you about the programs and everything, and you can enroll in a program, and your transformation journey begins on the same day, right away. There is no time to think about it, because thinking is done. If you have been watching my videos so many months, let's stop that. Let's stop watching only, let's stop watching workout videos. Take out those dumbbells, take out this treadmill, start jumping, doing the jumping jack. Take out this bicycle, dust it off. Let's start taking action, and that action is watching the webinar. All right, so this is Ravi, wishing you happiness and success.